folks. You know what? I didn't have my show notes up. Hey, but I should know this part. Welcome to Caching in the Northwest. This is the podcast from the birthplace of geocaching right here in the Great Pacific Northwest. Now, it's Thursday night at 9 p.m. Pacific. I'm Chris of the Northwest, and we're going to be talking about geocaches and geocachers from here and all around the globe. So while you're drooling over the newest phone, we'll be caching in the Northwest.
Oh, yeah. I want the one with the dial on the wall and the 25-foot cord so I can wander around the kitchen.
And you could take it into your bedroom and shut the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, but enough about that. Tonight we're talking about GeoCoinFest 2022 and so much more with our guest, Dee. Welcome to the podcast.
Hey, everyone. How are y'all tonight?
Doing well. Thanks for joining us. We're going to get back to you in just a minute. But of course, live audience, prepare your questions. We want to hear from you. Share your thoughts. Fill that chat. It's all that great stuff that makes the podcast so much fun. But first, I must say it's time to bring in our happy howler monkey. Some say telemarketers hang up on him when he calls. And others say he's so perky, he can brew coffee without a pot. All we know is he's called Land Monkey.
There are much worse ways to describe perkiness, so I am totally fine with that. All right. Good to be here. Good to be 9 p.m. Thursday night. Check.
Check. Internet grinding to a halt. Check.
Check. Mission accomplished. All right. Good to see everybody here. Good to have things working and audio working and videos working and everybody's happy. And we're going to talk about GeoCoinFest, and I'm quite excited to hear about that. And before we get into any and all of that, well, folks, let me tell you, it's a quick reminder that we appreciate the support of our patrons who help to keep this podcast coming each and every week. And a thanks to Land Sharks, one of our corporate Denali level sponsors. I'm going to do one more quick check. And nope, I don't have any updated messages from Land Sharks for tonight's promo. But you know what? Landsharks.ca with a Z. Like the Z is instead of an S at the end of Land Sharks. So
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not .caz.
I realized this evening that I should probably be more clear when I say Land Sharks with a Z, where the Z is.
Land Sharks with a Z.ca.
It could be a silent Z at the beginning.
I suppose it could be.
3 M's and a
I've
silent.
seen that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyhow, landsharks.ca. That's where you find them. But they're not our only corporate Denali level sponsor.
No?
Oh no.
Tell me more.
We have another one. And if you just pay a low monthly fee,
for just $1 a day.
Just $1 a day. You can find out who our other sponsors. That's Gold Country Geotourism. We just spent last weekend up checking out their new geotour. They have 2 geotours in Gold Country. It's amazeballs, I must say.
I mean, and the first one was so big, it really should have been more than one geotour. But
arguably it's 2 geotours, but because it's 2 books that you get to comprise the entirety, because it came out in 2 phases. But the new geotour is a standalone individual geotour with new coins and new prizes and new caches, and just amazing. Some great, beautiful places to go check out. And we had a lot of fun because you know what?
Do tell.
I said it in my social media posts from last weekend, but frankly, one of the best parts of Gold Country is the people. Just wonderful people up there. So go geocache, go explore Gold Country. That's exploregoldcountry.com. Learn more about the geotour, the region, and the cool people.
That sounds amazing. And without going into too much detail, is the majority of it accessible and available? There were some issues up there for a while.
There were. So the new geotour is fully accessible and available. On the old geotour, there are a few caches that have been disabled because of either areas where they're now under protection because of forest fire or such. So, but
or not.
But if the area is unavailable, the cache is disabled. So you're safe to do that. And hey, you know what? I would say if you're looking for some pro tips on exploring gold country and doing the geo tours, and you're listening to this podcast, well, ask in the live chat, because ask a hashtag FATAS in the live chat about that, because many of the folks in the live chat, many of our listeners have gone and experienced gold country. So there you go. All right. Well,
thanks for stealing my thunder there, Land Monkey.
hey, no problem. I'm just making sure that our sponsors get their money's worth tonight.
That's
And folks, if you want to be one of those sponsors, if you want to know more about supporting this show as a patron, click that Patreon link on the cashingnw.com a website.
And just as Land Monkey says, if you want to add to the after show, use the hashtag FATAS, because that's what he said. But more importantly, we know you want to ask questions about GeoCoinFest 2022. So use the hashtag GeoCoin. Heck, you could use the hashtag GeoCoinFest 2022. And you have to spell out 20.
No one's going to type that.
Exactly. So use the hashtag GeoCoin because it's quick and easy. And of course, you can use the hashtag podcast baking and tell us what you've got cooking this evening. Oh, now, Wits End, I believe last week, or was it 2 weeks ago? I can't remember.
It's all a blur.
I know, it really is. I can't believe it's Thursday again. Nonetheless, you mentioned that there's a free day coming up for the state lands. That is Washington State Parks, Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife, and Washington State Department of Natural Resources.
There's a mouthful.
That's easy to say, right? Just rolls off the tongue. But there are four dates before the end of the year.
Okay.
September 24th, which is right around the corner.
Yes, it is.
That's a Saturday. Monday, October 10th. That's World Mental Health Day. Friday, November 11th, Veterans Day. And Friday, November 25th, Native American Heritage Day. So go into the state parks on those days. You can do some great geocaching, all at no cost to you. Because we know you want to go to Flaming Geyser. Like the geyser. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And claim the Earth Cache there.
Yeah. So A, Earth Cache, but B, cool Earth Cache, because it's Earth Cache with fire, which is like the best kind of Earth Cache.
Fire.
That's right.
You can burn it with fire.
Fire.
Here.
I think this month should have been on the 9th, though. So it could have been, the dates could have been 9/9, 10/10, 11/11.
Would have made sense.
But what do I know?
Oh, that would have been genius.
To whom it may concern.
That's right.
Fire, comma, fire.
Excellent.
Exclamation mark.
Looking forward to hearing from you.
I'll just put this over here with the other fire.
Yeah.
There you go.
And as the chat says, it's a great way to work on the Washington State Park Challenge for free.
Yeah.
The best
Ooh.
price.
Yeah.
Megan's got a picture there at Monte Cristo.
Monte
That's
Cristo.
a fabulous hike.
Nice.
That was a good hike.
Great hike.
Mhm.
All right. Hey, we got some other news.
Do tell.
Did you know that Signal the Frog has a canine buddy?
I actually do, because I saw the email.
I thought I was his best friend.
Well, you were, but you've been replaced, Chris.
Yeah. It's not the first time.
He may be Signal's best friend, but he came over to visit me.
Oh,
Look at
Aw.
there he is.
Yeah. Tell us about him, Jay.
Well, you've probably seen Signal out and about enjoying the outdoors with his trusty Australian Shepherd mix by his side. I didn't know that Tracker was actually an identified breed. It's an Australian Shepherd mix. So the question is, how did Tracker and Signal come to meet? Well, years ago, Signal came across a litter of puppies. That's what you call a small group of puppies. It's not like somebody just threw them on the side of the road.
Right.
They were up for adoption at an animal shelter. And of those balls of energy, one curious puppy with a strong nose for adventure cautiously approached Signal. I would cautiously approach a giant frog and sniffed him
Indeed.
out. And that's where Signal apparently tuned in that the geosenses were high for Tracker. And since then, they've been inseparable. They are often seen exploring in the outdoors. Tracker, she loves to hike with Signal, make new friends, and play in the water. So there you go. Every day is an adventure since Tracker sniffed her way into Signal's life. And from celebrating Great Outdoors Month and Best Friends Day together to nice hikes where they can sniff the flowers or, roll in them as one does.
That's one does.
They are the best of buds. So with so many amazing memories together, we are positively sure that Tracker is Signal's favorite find. Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for the news item there. I guess it's a nice story to share.
It's from the blog.
Okay. I didn't know if we were leading up to something. I was like, oh, and the new promotion is nothing.
No.
Well, my question is, when do we get to see his friend show up at mega events?
Oh,
Good.
Are we going to see a little doggy costume fly with Signal?
Yeah. Or,
I'd be down for that.
Yeah. Or at least, like a bandana that you can put around a dog to go with Signal at the events. Yeah. Good thinking.
I like that. GSM times 2 says everyone needs a dog as a best friend.
There you go. I was just going to say, I'm putting D in charge of mascots at HQ now.
Okay. Well, there you go.
I'm good with that.
I've seen Signal a lot in the past month, and every time I've approached him cautiously.
Yeah,
As one does.
more in the past couple of months than in the past few years.
And I would suggest when Signal is paired with a moose to be even more cautious.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That seems yeah.
Oh,
How we go
here's
with
the trackable number.
Ooh.
GC8 dog.
Dog. Nice.
I love it.
All right.
Well, speaking of,
by the
go
way-
ahead. Yes.
I was gonna let Peach out of the bag here. She says I adopted the Flaming Geyser cache that was
Way to
part of the
go.
State Parks Geo Tour, located not far from the Earth cache. I got a lot of traffic in August with all the out of town guests.
There were a lot of guests in town
I
in
bet.
August.
So if the flame doesn't light, is that a DNF? Did not flame.
Ooh, could be. I don't
I
know.
didn't make it there.
Well, another reason to come back.
Exactly. Now it when you hear a flaming geyser, you think huge. No, it's like a flame that's maybe an inch tall.
Chris, come on.
What?
Spoiler
But it's a
alert.
flame that. Some people are like, I'm going to lose an eyebrow over this thing, right?
You
Your
got another
mileage
one.
may vary.
You've got another eyelid. You'll be fine.
Depends
Okay.
how bushy your eyebrows are, I guess.
Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of somebody being in charge of mascots, and you mentioned Dee. Dee is our patient guest. We've not forgotten about Dee. So welcome to the podcast.
Thank
Why
you.
don't you take a second and introduce yourself and tell our chat room and audience, anything you want, really.
Well, I am Dee. I am half of Team D&D. My husband and I started geocaching in, actually, we're coming up on our anniversary, October 31st, 2005, after watching a Law & Order episode where they feature geocaching. I signed us up and said, I think this might be fun. Let's try it. So since then, we just fell in love with geocaching. We've met our best friends geocaching. And in 2008, I helped with my first event. And this year, CoinFest will be my 17th mega that I've either helped plan or been on a planning committee. And we enjoy it, going to events and seeing people and meeting people. And GeoCoinFest is a really good event for us because it blends my husband's love of coins and my love of putting together adventures for folks to come and enjoy.
Very cool. So you're just sharing with us about the GeoCoinFest. Maybe you can explain a little bit before. We're very curious how you came to be accountable for this event, and please get into that. But before you do that, maybe explain what GeoCoinFest is, because maybe some folks haven't had a chance to enjoy one of those events.
Sure. So GeoCoinFest is a mega. It was started by Mark up near you guys, up in the Pacific Northwest, and basically it's an event centered around geocoins. It doesn't mean you have to love GeoCoins to come to the event, because like most mega events, we put on a series of things to do the entire week. Ours starts on Wednesday and goes through Sunday. But if you are a person that loves coins, this is an event to come to. We put out many more coins than most events do. And then there's also what they call the GeoCoin challenge. And so it lets you earn a free coin. So if you're thinking, hey, it might be kind of cool to get into this coin thing, it's a perfect opportunity to come see what it's like and earn a free GeoCoin for just doing a couple adventure labs is how we're doing it this year. So it's basically your mega event for coins, but with a whole lot of other really fun stuff to do while you're there. So
Everybody loves a good event, especially a mega. So much to do.
absolutely, yeah. The mega icon it's not quite as coveted as that Giga is now, but we're super excited. I came upon it. There's a group of us. We call ourselves the Crazy Texans, and a subset of us planned Geo Woodstock 19. Geo Woodstock in 2019 in Fort Worth, and a kind of a group of us really had a really good time with that, and thought we really would be fun to try to put on a coin fest. And so we got together, and Julia and Ray and Nina and Tom and Cheryl and myself all got together, and of course my husband, and put in a bid. We submitted a bid to the committee, much like Geo Woodstock works, and we were selected. And Julia and Tom and Cheryl all live in San Antonio, and we love the area. We love kind of the heritage in that area, and so we kind of latched onto that and made that our theme. And we've had a really good time planning the stuff that's going to happen down there.
Okay, so that alludes to when and where it's being held this year, because you mentioned it started in the Northwest, and I think it's been different cities. And this year it is in?
It is in San Antonio.
San Antonio.
And it's on October 8th.
Okay.
But we will start our event starting the Wednesday before with just some get-togethers, kind of typical mega event where you just want to get together and see your friends.
Sure.
That's usually the best part about going to a mega, is getting to see friends and hang out and stuff. So we've got different things planned for the area, some breweries. There's a ice cream company down there called Lick, and they have some of the best ice cream. It's probably second to Bluebell, which if you're from Texas, if you know. But so we're kind of taking people to get them a little taste of what San Antonio is like. And of course, you can't go to San Antonio and not visit the Alamo, which is, a quintessential part of Texas history. So that's kind of our plan, is to kind of take you to different places of San Antonio to give you a little taste of the heritage and the culture of the city.
Make sure you see the basement.
Yeah, we're super excited.
There's no bicycle down there.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, you had me at ice cream and beer, but, keep going.
Yeah. Well, have you ever heard of pickleball?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That started here in the Northwest.
Did it really?
Yes.
Did it really? I didn't know that.
Like something that would start in the Northwest, really. Yeah. Have you seen pickleball? It's pretty much
I guess.
Birkenstocks and sandals and pickleball. Yeah.
I guess so. There is a beer garden and restaurant down here called Chicken and a Pickle. And basically it's a restaurant with like 40 pickleball courts.
Holy
and
cow.
so you rent these pickleball courts, and you can have beer, you can have cocktails, you can have food, and you can watch people play pickleball. Well, we've rented a couple of courts for our Thursday night event, and people can just hop on the court and play pickleball. And if they've never heard of it, then they can watch and join in if they want to. But we thought it would be kind of a fun twist on an event to, work off that beer so that she can have another one.
There you go.
So we're super excited. We're super excited about that event. We think it's going to be a lot of fun and kind of introduce the world to, chicken and a pickle. So
I love that. That sounds like a lot of fun.
It's more my
MO.
MO.
We're excited.
More my MO if I've not heard of something, to jump in and do it, and just do it poorly, because that's more entertaining.
Well, things, when people have had a couple of beers, things get a little bit more interesting sometimes too.
Sometimes.
So
How to make pickleball more interesting? Add alcohol.
Yeah. So that's actually Julia Bailey. She's on the team with me. she's been an amazing help because she's down in San Antonio, and she actually found Chicken in a Pickle and was like, "This looks like fun." So we're super excited about it.
I mean, I could see, a bar with a couple of pickle courts, but 40, that's,
Oh yeah.
that's, that's Texas sized.
Well, we do everything bigger in Texas, so we might as well have 40 courts. They also have a giant Connect 4, and I've seen those before, but I've never seen the giant battleship game. The thing is like 7 foot tall and like 8 foot wide, and you like step in and like pick up your ships and set them down, and the pegs are like this round, and so that's also there in their little courtyard. So again, everything's bigger in Texas.
Ships and
yeah. You got to have your buddy help you move your ship.
Especially the aircraft carrier. Yeah.
There you go. Thank
Right?
you. Thank you, research department. Pickleball was invented on Bainbridge Island as the official sport of Washington State.
I had no idea. I went to Bainbridge when I was out there for the 20th anniversary event.
Mm-hmm.
We took the ferry over. I enjoyed the ferry up there. We took several of them.
We need them around here. Not so much in Texas.
Yeah, no. I only know of 2 ferries, and they're both on the coast. So
and of course, if it was a Texas-sized ferry, it would be an aircraft carrier. So
yeah, pretty much.
Bring them back around. I love San Antonio. I've been there a couple of times. I stayed in a hotel basically across the street from the Alamo.
Mm-hmm.
So Alamo is one of those wonders that you've just got to go see.
But it's also one of those things. Weren't you shocked when you saw it where it was at? Everybody thinks the Alamo is going to be like the Alamo, and it's across the street from Ripley's, believe it or not, and Haagen-Dazs ice cream. So you walk and you're like, this is there wasn't a Haagen-Dazs and a Ripley's, believe it or not, back then. So, but it's kind of right next to
Haagen-Dazs.
Yeah, there might have been a Haagen-Dazs.
It's hot. They probably have ice cream.
David Crockett, I heard he liked his ice cream. So
yeah,
Rocky Road, I think, is what he liked.
Yeah, probably.
Sorry, we're getting silly.
That's okay.
Well, what we know is the Alamo today is just the chapel or the church that was at the center of the fort. The walls have come down. And in fact, I did a Where I Go cartridge that walked me around where the walls used to be. So that was nice to do.
Yeah, and there's we used to have a webcam there, but sadly it had to be disabled and then archived. But our reviewer, the second they were issued virtuals from the very first round, he placed that puppy, and one of the guys on our team, Tom, Electric Water Boy, was the first one to log it because he works downtown. But there is a webcam there now, or a virtual there now, as well as that Where I Go is still there, and there is a adventure lab down there too that'll take you to some really cool places and point out just exactly how large the Alamo actually was.
Right. I was there, I want to say in August or September, incredibly hot. So
it can be warm. That's why October was a good date.
Yes. So I'm standing there waiting for the webcam, right? Because it refreshes every 5 minutes.
Right.
And I have Wits End on the phone.
Yeah.
And, we get the snap. Yes. A bus went by right at that moment. You can't even see me.
That is always my biggest fear.
Yeah.
So I stood out there for another 5 or 10 minutes, just feeling my skin bake until we could get the next shot.
Yeah, that always sucks.
I may or may not have faked technical difficulties this time. No, I didn't.
Yeah. You were enjoying seeing him sweat.
I used to like you. So anyway, Bryling doesn't know what's going on in the reference of the basement of the Alamo.
Yeah, the super nuts brought him up to speed there.
So the basement of the Alamo holds a lot of artifacts. You can also have events there.
Really?
But they have to be very small events. And so it's always kind of a joke. Does the Alamo have a basement? Nothing in Texas has a basement.
Right.
But the Alamo does have a basement. It's a private area you can rent for very small exclusive events, but they carry a lot of the displays that are not on display. They'll hold them down there. Okay. But yeah, somebody likes to joke about the basement of the Alamo.
Well, I assume there wasn't. So in the movie Pee-wee's Big Adventure, his bike gets stolen and it's hidden in the basement of the Alamo.
Yeah, they tell him it's in the basement of the Alamo. So
Yeah.
I think that's the pop culture reference we were talking
Yeah,
about.
I think that's probably the reference that people are talking to. And
But now you've dispelled the
unfortunately, I
myth.
wouldn't think that Pee Wee would always be correct, but I guess in this case he probably is.
Huh. Very interesting. So if it's hot in October in San Antonio, the best place to be is down at the Riverwalk.
Yeah, well, well, you've got the wind and the water, so that helps a lot. You have lots of restaurants along the way where they sell really good Mexican food and margaritas. And you can there is a ton of caches along the Riverwalk, so you can kind of just eat your way through and get your caches as you go. But the Riverwalk that most people assume is just that small area downtown. The Riverwalk actually goes really far, all the way up. There's even locks in the Riverwalk. And that's up by the Pearl Brewery, which will be where some of our events will be. So the Riverwalk is a lot longer than most people think. It's not just that area downtown with the shops and stuff, but there is tons of caches and tons of adventure labs all up and down that area.
Yep. It was nice. I think I went to both ends of it while I was there.
Did you?
What
That's
else are you
awesome.
gonna do in the evening?
They have really developed the area where the Pearl Brewery used to be. And so there's lots of restaurants and shops and things to do down there. And it's also really cool to watch when the boats come through and watch them go through the locks. It's kind of a cool experience to see that. But if it is hot on the day of the event, we are indoors in a beautiful facility with wonderful air conditioning.
Nice.
Because if you're going to put an event on in Texas, you've got to put it inside. We learned that with Woodstock. We were the first Woodstock inside, and I was so afraid it was going against tradition. But when people got there at 11 o'clock, they were like, good choice. And I'm like, yep, it needed to be inside. So
Yeah. Of all the locations Geo Woodstock has been at, that's the one that made a lot of sense to be indoors.
yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
So Dee, we're all clear. It's in San Antonio.
Yeah.
And but can you remind us when GeoCoinFest will be?
It's October 8th. It's on a Saturday. The first event will start the Wednesday before, and the last event, of course, is the next day on Sunday. But October 8th, and it'll run from 9 to 2.
Excellent.
So
nice.
And go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I assume it's still not too late to post a will attend.
It's not too late to post a will attend, and it's not too late to get a package. We still have a few packages left. We have some, I think we only have like 10 Friends of packages left because we limit that because it comes with a exclusive. We did sugar skulls this year and sombreros as our main event. And so it's a 3D painted sugar skull. And we actually have an amazing member of our team named Ray. He's part of the Circle Crazy S. And we're actually putting lights in the eyes. So our Friends of Geocoin will have light up eyes in it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
So we had to limit the number of Friends of we could do because he has to solder all of that inside each of those coins before the event. So we're really fortunate to get that done.
So again, I'm going to ask a naive question. I think we all know what a sombrero is. What is a sugar skull?
Okay, so, and I'm going to pronounce this wrong. It's Dia del Muertes. I can never pronounce it right because I can't. I never was good at Spanish. But Day of the Dead. And I believe Chris may have one of the versions of it. It's basically a skull that they paint. But because we're in Texas, we put a cowboy hat on it. So it's a sugar skull with a removable cowboy head. And I believe, yes. So that is what one of the coins will look like. One of our versions. So the hat actually comes off. But it's a 3D sculpted. Oak Coins did a really good job on that for us and sculpted it out. And so the cowboy hat comes off. Thank you, Julia. Julia always knows how to do it. I am horrible at the pronunciation of it. But so it's basically a skull that's been painted and it's part of the culture of San Antonio.
Very cool. Thank you for explaining that.
There's 3 different versions of that skull. So,
but the Friends of registrations will get a version of that with light up eyes, is what you're saying.
That is correct. That is correct. Yeah, I am super excited to see those in people's hands, because it's just, we got our 3D rendering just the other day, and and I was like, oh my gosh, the mold and everything is perfect. So that's going to be a hot coin, I think. But we have 10 friends of packages left, I believe, and a few VIP packages left. And then, of course, we still have lots of the other ones left for those that want to get in. Registration will close September 20th at midnight Central Standard Time. But yeah, so we still have a few packages left. The only thing you can't do is the host hotel has closed down the special rate for us. But other than that, everything is still open to register for.
Okay, but are there still hotel rooms available?
There's a gazillion hotels available in San Antonio. And I know that there is still some rooms available at the Hilton Doubletree, which is right across the street from the event. But I don't think they're honoring the $100 price that we got, $105 price.
Okay.
Wow, that's a good price.
Yep, especially because it comes with a warm chocolate chip cookie when you check in. And any check-in process that includes a warm chocolate chip cookie is a process I'm down for. So,
if you don't get the cookie, can they lower it just to $100?
Right? No, I'm telling you, that cookie is worth it. It's definitely worth it.
Plus, I'm not sure that's how that works, but yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, the earlier point you made, and I don't want to let it slip by, having recently run a large event myself. You're saying there's only 10 left of these.
There's only 10 friends of packages left.
So if you're listening to this right now, folks, jump on it, because you're gonna want to get in at that level, because there's always so many great perks, and it helps support the event, right? Like that is the key. Those registrations really, I'm going to get on a little soapbox for a minute here, but those registrations are essential to the success of the event. There is so much effort and time and everything that goes into those, and cost that goes into putting on an enjoyable celebration like this. So, scoop up those packages, get the perks, enjoy them, show them off to your friends, show your friends how cool you are and your friends aren't, and help support the event.
I couldn't agree more. Like I said, I've been a part of a lot of megas, and people don't think about the everyday expenses that go into it. And trust me, folks that are putting on these events, we're not making a dime. We really aren't. We're just basically covering our costs is our plan, and we put it all in the event. So people always go, "Oh, you sell a lot of packages, you must." And I'm like, you don't understand. And then now, of course, with inflation, everything has gone up. Yeah. So it does. So yeah, I 100% agree. Any event we go to, we try to support it 100% because we understand what it's like to put it through. So
yeah, my short story is, let me tell you how much it costs to rent an outhouse.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
And then you take it from there.
Yes.
Do the math from
yes.
there.
No, 100%. 100%.
Anyways,
I'm still reeling that you've been involved in 17 megas.
Yeah. Well, I sat on the board of the Texas Geocaching Association for 12 years. And 2012, we turned Texas Challenge to a mega for the first time. And so, you get 10 right there. Then you throw in some Cash Fests and some Coin Fest I've helped with. And then you throw in Woodstock. And it starts to quickly add up. So I enjoy it. I enjoy coming up with, the theme and putting everything together and being like, okay, let's see what kind of cool experience we can put together. And we always try to do something kind of out of the ordinary. Woodstock, we put Signal in a race car and drove them around Texas Motor Speedway. And that was just so much fun. We allowed cachers to get in a car and drive 160 miles an hour. And that was just a really cool thing for me to watch. And then this year with Signal, we're like, well, where can we put Signal? It's cool. Let's put Signal on a riverboat, and so the Go Rio Tours are working with us to have him drive that, hopefully. And of course, we'll put Signal at the Alamo too, but just kind of something fun and adventurous for everybody to take part of and say, hey, I was there. I got to experience that.
So Dee, you just let us in on a little teaser about Signal on a steamboat there, on a riverboat.
Yes. The riverboat. Yes.
Do we want to expand on that a little bit?
Yes.
Oh, look, it just happened to pop up. It must be voice activated.
Yeah.
Yes. The voice activation sounds good. So yes, that is a coin that Tigress Barb designed for us. And that is a coin you can actually get for free if you're one of the first 100 people to complete. We'll have 2 different adventure labs down on the Riverwalk, and starting that Friday morning, they'll go live, and the first 100 people to complete both of them can show us their phone that they have completed both of them, and they will get that coin for free.
Wow.
So, but we are also in the work to actually make that picture happen and put Signal on a riverboat and cruise down the San Antonio Riverwalk, which we're super excited about that too. But yeah, so that's a really cool thing about CoinFest is you can come to the event and get a free coin for participating in activities at the event. So
impressive. Captain Signal of the riverboat crew.
That's right.
There you go.
That's right.
Love it. We haven't mentioned out loud. I put it in the chat because people ask. They want to know where you can go to sign up and get these packages.
So you can go to GeoCoinFest 2020, 2022. Sorry, I'm still stuck in 2020. I don't know why.
We all are.
But yes, I know. Really glad that was years over with. But yeah, so you can go there and it'll give you some information about the event. And then you can click on the packages key right there, and it'll show you all the packages. You can register for free, of course, but then all the different packages, and it'll tell you what comes in each package. There is several different packages. And of course, we have VIP, and then our Friends of, which has that exclusive sugar skull with the light up eyes. Nice. So, and the website's pretty easy to navigate and get through and get your packages and get things set up. But we will shut it down completely at midnight on the 20th of September because we have to have enough time to get all the packages together and all that kind of stuff. So
coming up fast.
So if you want that package, you better move now. Now, you've mentioned a couple or at least one of the satellite events going on in orbit around GeoCoinFest. Do you have a complete list of those?
I do. I think you have a list of them. If not, they are up on the website, along with links to each of the cache pages. There is a couple community celebration events in there. Both the Saturday night poker event is a community celebration, and then the Sunday morning Jeep Jamboree in memory of JMCZ is also a community celebration.
Okay.
Yep. So there's the list. The first one is, and I'll tell you, that's a very eclectic. Our first location on Wednesday, it is a laundromat, car wash, and a brewery, all in the same location. So you can do your laundry, wash your car, and have a beer and food all in the same location. So Julia found that location, and she's like, "I think that would be fun." And I thought that sounds like a cool thing. So we set that up, and so that'll be our first event. The second, we're all about car wash, laundromat, and a restaurant. Yes, ma'am, we are. Yes, ma'am, we are. We like to multitask. When you plan events like we do, you got to try to multitask. And then, of course, Thursday, we're at Lick, which is that homemade ice cream that's outstanding. Oh, my goodness. And that will also, we'll release a adventure lab at the same time that event starts, so you can get your ice cream and walk through the Pearl to get that adventure lab. And then that evening is our chicken and a pickle, where you can hang out and play some pickleball as well as eat.
I'm sorry, that just makes me giggle. Chicken and a pickle.
Yes. And then Friday morning is a flash mob at the Alamo, so we can get you downtown. You can, that will also be the kickoff when we will release those adventure labs for the GeoCoin challenge, where you can win your GeoCoin. And then you can just kind of spend the day down there and complete those labs, see what the Riverwalk's all about, get your virtual because you'll already be at the Alamo. And then that night, we are at the Hofbrau Brewery for another package pickup. We'll be doing package pickups Thursday as well at Chicken and a Pickle. And so you can pick and it's a brewery. They've got amazing food. And so you can hang out there and pick up your packages and hang out with all your closest friends and talk about whether or not you finished the Geo Challenge yet. And then, of course, Saturday is the main event. It starts at 9:00, and it's all about geocoins. We have a ton of vendors coming, different coin collectors, We also will be having Bounce will be there doing a gadget academy. So
Nice.
you can come build a gadget that is coin related. So he will be there doing that for us and hanging out. We have Space Coast will be there. Artocraft will be there. Drive Catch Closet will be there. I believe Oak Coins will be there, and Compass Creek will be there. So we have a lot of different people come in to kind of show off what they've got. And the other thing we haven't really talked much about, if you attended Cache Fest, they debuted the RFID cards that are also a name badge. And so you will go up to a table and you will take your RFID badge and put it on this little machine, and it spins a wheel, and the wheel will spin, and it'll say, sorry, you're not a winner. And it'll give you a little word of wisdom, or it'll say you won level 3, level 2, or level 1 of prizes. And so all of our VIP friends will get those that bought the VIP or the VIP +1 packages, and it'll give you a chance to win GeoCoins, memberships to GC.com, gift cards to GC.com, trackable tags, or cash containers. Depending on what level you win, we'll decide what, and you can scan it once at each event. So that'll be kind of a fun little twist of something that's only been done at one other event. So we're excited that Chad is also bringing that for us too.
And that's only for certain registration levels?
Yep, VIP only. VIP, and then of course VIP +1, which is if you kind of have a muggle with you, but you want to give them that, top level service. We have the VIP +1 package for that. So, so they'll all get their RFID cards. We'll scan, and you can scan them once at each event, and win some really cool prizes. So you could buy a VIP package and end up with a couple cool coins or a free membership for the year or different things like that. So
nice.
And then Saturday night, this is kind of a cool thing that GeoCoinFest does every year, and Corey and Jason are running it for us. It's Geo Poker. You put 3 coins in, and you play until there's only 3 people left. Or I'm sorry, you play until there's only 1 person left, but they split the coins amongst the first, second, and third place players. And you have to you can't show up with 3 of the same coin. So there's a great variety of the coins. But even if you don't play the poker, you can show up, and they're giving away coins throughout the evening as well to folks that are there for the event. So it's kind of a cool thing that CoinFest is. I think they've always done it. As long as I've been going, they've done it. So it's kind of a fun thing. And that's also a community celebration event. So I know there's a lot of people out there that are kind of collecting those CCEs. Mm-hmm. So there's an opportunity to maybe win a free coin and get a CCE. And heck, I played last year, and I had a few goals, and Julia, who keeps popping on every once in a while, her first time to play poker ever was when it was in Homa, and she came in, I think, second. Wow. She had never played poker, didn't know what she was doing. So it's definitely not you get a shark in there to take it all. So it's a fun event. We have a really good time at it. Then you get to Sunday morning, you're tired. You stayed up all night playing poker. We have a good way to wake you up, and that's at Duck Donuts. This is probably one of the coolest concepts I've seen for a donut shop. And that is, they literally make your donut in front of you. It comes off of out of the little, it's like a little fryer, mm-hmm. and it comes out, and then they go, okay, and you get to pick what you want your topping to be, what you want your glaze to be, what other little things you want on top of it. And then you get this warm donut that's got every goodness that you want on it.
And are they made by trained ducks?
Are they what?
Are the donuts made by trained ducks in front of you?
Unfortunately, they haven't learned how to train the ducks to do that. Oh. I think the ducks are up at the CEO level, and they've got their little minions working the gotcha. Donut line. But
throw the donuts at you, and you have to duck. Duck donut.
Oh, there you go.
Duck, here comes your donut.
I thought maybe they were made of duck, but
no, hadn't done that yet. But yeah, so it's a cool. And then our final event is another community celebration event. There's a cacher, and he's down in a lot. known across the country, but his name was Jerry. JMCZ was his caching name. And he was on a mission to get all of the Jeeps that people kept and didn't release into the world out there. And so he acquired a list of all of the Jeep trackable numbers and actually bought Jeeps and had tags that were the same color as the Jeep matched, and had them printed on there. So if it was a blue Jeep, he has a blue tag and a blue Jeep. And before he passed away, he got with Dale and Barb at Space Coast and handed them to them and said, if you can get this done. Well, Dale came to me and said, can we get this done? And I said, absolutely. We love Jerry to death. So we're actually going to have an event where we're going to match up those blue tags with those blue truck or Jeeps and those red tags with those red Jeeps and put them all together. And to the best of my knowledge, there's over 100.
Wow.
And so we're going to put all of those together. We've got a lady in Central Texas, Esther, Big Eye in Texas. She's going to help us kind of pull that all off. And we're going to release all of those into the world to kind of complete Jerry's mission.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, we're excited.
Nice.
So it's going to be a packed week.
Yeah.
Between the events, there's also the things to do down there, like the Alamo and the Riverwalk and all of the different missions and things like that. So we're hopefully giving you a lot to do, but enough time in between to get all the other stuff done.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm amazed. That's a full week. Laundromats and Alamos, chicken pickle,
Donuts.
Jeep memorials, a donut dynasty. I mean, it's just amazing. But with all this going on, we all know there's no way you did this all by your lonesome.
Oh, heck no.
Can you give a shout out to the volunteers and people that helped you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. My husband, who puts up with me, he's the best. Julia Bailey, JB Opto, she's based in San Antonio, and she's just been great helping keep everything together. Tom and Cheryl, Crazy for Cats and Electric Waterboy, are also down in San Antonio and have helped a tremendous bit. Michelle Bridges, Gone Fishing. If you want to look at a county cacher, she has got 2,500 counties. She is almost done. But yeah, so she's been great. And then David and I have some dear best friends up here, Nina and Ray Savard, Circle Crazy S. And so that kind of completes our team. And there's lots of other people I can throw in. Ryan Simmel of Simmel's 123, he hosted last year, and he's been a huge help this year, just kind of answering questions for me and helping along the way. And he'll be down there. And then, of course, Chad, Bounce is coming down and bringing the special machine and hosting a Gadget Academy for us. So I'm sure I'm forgetting people, but that's our core team that have just been fantastic. And I could not do this without them.
It's amazing.
So nice. Now I'm excited because I love San Antonio and hearing all this. I may not be able to make this one, but do you know the location for the next GeoCoinFest? Is that
I actually do not.
Oh, no.
I
thought
do
maybe
not.
I was going to be able to get something out of you. No?
No, I will join the committee that gets to vote as soon as mine is over with. So then I will know. But I do not know where next year's is at, but wherever it's at is, I'm sure, going to be a great location and a lot of fun. And I encourage, if you can't make it this year, try to put CoinFest on your radar as something to try and have fun with. Yep. And like I said, it's just a really good time. And if you don't have to be a huge avid coin collector to come, because you're just going to see really cool coins that you haven't, innovative coins, because every year we try to do better than the year before did. So yeah, I encourage anybody to definitely put it on your radar and try to follow it. And the other thing I will throw out there is if you're in love with some of the coins and can't come when the event is over with, you can purchase a package now, and when the event is over with, we'll contact you. You can pay the shipping and we can ship it out to you. So if there's a coin that you're just like, man, I really want that, get online, order it. And then afterwards, when we have the package, you'll get a little email from one of us that says, hey, sorry you couldn't join us, but we'll ship this to you. So we're trying to offer that this year because we know this year was difficult for folks because there's so many megas.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Between, I mean, every week, and there's every time you turn around, there's another mega.
Yeah,
So, and then
really.
of course the 20th celebrations.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us were up there for a while too. So, but yeah, but definitely put a coin fest on your radar. You're definitely going to want to check one out.
Yeah. Komakino says his first one was 2018 and it was a blast. And I think that's the one you and I did, Land Monkey.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was which community was that in?
Was that Issaquah or was that?
Issaquah.
Yeah.
Issaquah.
That's right.
How come you guys both went and I knew where it was?
You weren't there?
Because we're a team.
Oh,
Teamwork.
yeah. No, that was a great event, and it gave a real good taste of what GeoCoinFests are like. And but my goodness, Dee, it sounds like you're just, as per usual, taking it up a level. So I won't be able to make it. I will be traveling elsewhere at that time. But if we didn't already have plans, that would be getting into the radar there. So
Yeah.
hopefully
Yeah.
you'll host another one in the future. But I don't want to put too much on your shoulders.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's okay. We'll see what happens.
You know, when you've done 17 megas, what's one more?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, that's so easy for me to say. But Dee, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate all this great information, and you've gotten me excited.
Well, good. I appreciate you guys letting me come on, and I hope there are a few people out there, more than a few people out there, that are going to put GeoCoinFest on their radar. And if they can't make it this year, we'll make it to one because it's a great event.
Mm-hmm. It is. And folks, thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Caching in the Northwest.
Absolutely. And of course, we want to take a moment to thank Land Sharks and Gold Country Geotourism, our corporate Denali level sponsors. Land Sharks with the Z.ca is the outdoor adventure and geocaching store. Check them out online. Remember, they are shipping those online orders daily. And for absolutely amazing geocaching adventures, check out exploregoldcountry.com. And we want to thank all of our faithful Denali level supporters. That's Land Sharks, Gold Country Geotourism, Team Squirrel, Groovy Owl, and Cashly, the geocaching app. And folks, if you want to know more about supporting this podcast right here, well, why don't you head on over to the website, click that Patreon link on the CachingNW.com, a website.
Like Genies did.
And CRS 98.
Daughters.
And Kev MacD. I like you.
Kitty Quest.
B. Pendragon.
How about Trexer?
How about Team Noltex?
Kid Vegas 19.
Dora Moore.
Korsgott.
Peach of Washington.
Kennel Barb.
Antaeus.
Green Words.
Tick Magnet.
Just finding our way.
You, right over there, you talks to rocks.
GeoNav Pro.
RE54321.
And you over there, Dak.
How about Skyhawker?
Flagman.
Alarobric.
Wet Coaster.
J-Car.
Terrible Lunch, Great Geocacher. Gas Station Tuna.
GSM ×2 and a dog.
Ooh. Limax.
Fairwood West.
Boomer 365.
3 hams and a rose.
Keats 94.
Subway Mark.
M-Nerve.
My favorite rapping geocacher, MC3 Cats.
Logwork.
Sprouter.
J-Car.
Oh, that's me. Camp Clan.
Acrodoc.
I just want to point out, Chris, that forgetting where you are in the show notes is my thing. Can you get your own thing, please?
Sorry. I was looking at the name, waiting for somebody to read it until I realized it was me who was supposed to read it. I knew I was right there in the show notes. I just didn't realize my name was there. Camp
right,
Clan.
Well,
I get mentioned
there you
twice.
go. And I'll read Seaback Tribe.
It's back to me.
It's back to you.
Did Acrodoc already happen?
Yeah.
You know what? We're almost at the end, so it's okay and it's falling apart. We'll get through Sege Hove.
I'm just going to wrap it up with LG 9000. Chris, you're done.
Okay.
No more names.
Yeah. I got more to read, though.
Well, yes, but first, let me thank all of those patrons, all of you in the chat, and a special thanks to Dee for joining us tonight. We appreciate you staying up late, Texas time, to be here for our little podcast time. If somebody wanted to get in touch with you or find out more about GeoCoinFest 2022 or any of those things, how would they reach out and get in touch with you?
You can send a message through geocaching.com to the page, or our group email is crazytexans7@gmail.com.
Oh, those crazy Texans. Apparently there's 7 of them.
Yeah,
Yes.
That's right. Hey, folks, we want to thank you for taking the time to listen to this episode of Caching in the Northwest. Your support helps keep the quality shows coming. If you like the show, click the Patreon link on the CachingNW.com website. Now, if you didn't like the show, let us know what you want us to talk about, and we'll do it. But I don't know how you couldn't have liked the show. In either case, please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and more. Subscribe and give us a review. Now, if you were in a restaurant, you would tip. If you were in a live audience, you would clap. But since you're on a podcast, leave us a free, fabulous, fast, fantastic 5-star review. You can also call 253-693-TFTC and leave us a comment, ask us a question, or mail us a GeoCoin any time of the day or night. And of course, you can email us at feedback@cachingNW.com. Join us every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Pacific for a live show and chat. The show is produced by Chris Umpenauer, Jim Paulwitz, and Jay Kennedy. It's licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution 3.0 license, copyright 2022 by Chris Umpenauer. And folks, I ask you to stay tuned.
The after show.
For the after show. Whew, I did it.
You didn't lose your place.
I didn't. You know, we had some podcast baking that we didn't get to. That's apple dumplings with browned butter, salted caramel sauce.
That sounds amazing.
It does.
And each word of that only made it better.
Yeah.
Yes, agreed 100%.
But it sounds
Where
good.
where is Diana, and does she deliver to Texas? That's worth staying up till midnight for.
There you go.
Oh, man. Bryling says, I'm sensing a theme for GeoCoinFest 2022. Food.
Yeah, you do anything in Texas, we're going to throw food in there because we're pretty proud of what we do.
I didn't see any barbecue mentioned, though.
You're in San Antonio, not known for barbecue.
Really? Okay.
I know everybody associates barbecue with Texas, and that's Central and North are real big on their barbecue. But Texas, down in the San Antonio area, we're all about breakfast tacos and Mexican food, and really good Mexican food.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, did you eat at Mi Tierra when you were here?
I can't remember.
Okay, it's a huge. It's not on the River Walk. It's off the River Walk, but it's over in the Cultural District. But it is.
I mean,
very tasty.
We went out to a different restaurant every night. A couple at the River Walk, a couple elsewhere, and of course, you know, one of them was one of the big steak restaurants. So, I can't, it was many years ago, so I can't recall their names. But
if you ever go and you're looking for like steak type stuff, there is a Brazilian barbecue place down there called Brazil. It's like Fogo de Chao, where they have the meat on the skewers.
Mm-hmm.
It is by far the best I've ever been to. We try to go every time we're down there. So
cool.
It's good stuff. But yeah, you're going to get a lot of Mexican food when you're down there, and good.
That's just meat with more meat.
Yeah.
Yes, meat with more meat. You go around the salad bar, which is my husband's least favorite part, and then they just walk around with swords full of meat.
Yeah, we skipped the salad bar the last time we went to a Brazilian place. Like, no, just bring the meat.
Yeah, just bring me the meat. Yeah.
And I want more of that one. That one was good. I'll wait for you. I'm waiting. When you come out of the kitchen, I'm flagging you down.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Keats 94 has a new episode of, oddly enough, Keats 94 Geocaching Adventure. It goes live tomorrow at 10 a.m. Taking it easy in North Vancouver. It's a shorter episode, but some creative geocaches were found.
Don't let the sound of your own wheels make you crazy.
That's right. And Komakino says, my Going Ape 2022 video We'll go live tomorrow afternoon. The Supernauts make an appearance as our very own, hey, Chris of the Northwest.
I know.
There might even be a Bigfoot sighting as well.
Sounds exciting.
Lots of fresh content coming out tomorrow. Nice.
Yeah, nice.
Good start to the weekend.
Yeah.
Exactly. And just because, once more, go to GeoCoinFest2022.com.
Sign up for those packages before it's too late.
Yeah.
That's right.
10 people may have already gone. You know what? We're gonna let it be. We're gonna let them get
check that.
because maybe then they have to go to the VIP package.
Yeah. There's
And,
always,
And you mentioned, that coins are getting better each and every year. Well, you've done a 3D sculpture with lighted eyes. Come on. How can it not get better?
Pretty hard
than
to top. Yeah.
well, yeah, there is that. So I don't know. Someone will outdo us, I'm sure.
But it'll take a while. You've set the bar very high.
I think so. I think it'll be fun.
Until next week, get out, find some great geocoins, and go caching in the Northwest.